We should all agree to extend the tax cuts for the middle class. Let's agree to do what we agree on. That's what compromise is all about. Let's not hold the vast majority of Americans and our entire economy hostage while we debate the merits of another tax cut for the wealthy.
The last thing you want to do is to raise taxes in the middle of a recession because that would just take more demand out of the economy and put businesses in a further hole.
A statement released by the Romney campaign about this, saying, quote, President Obama's response to even more bad economic news is a massive tax increase. It just proves again that the president doesn't have a clue how to get America working again and help the middle class. The jobs report came out Friday, and those numbers were not what the U.S. wanted to see. As you see, 80,000 jobs added. That was less than predicted, and the unemployment rate staying at 8.2%. All right, Charles, your thoughts on today?
Well, I think this is a declaration by Obama, the fact that he's now pivoted back to this old issue that he's been touting for at least 4 years. It's a declaration that he's surrendered on the state of the economy and on the issue of his stewardship of it. This is a white flag. There's no way he can defend it. When the numbers came out last Friday about the June employment numbers, which had followed the ones from May, the second quarter was the worst for employment in 2 years. This is supposed to be the time in a recovery where the numbers are really accelerating upwards and they are in retreat or flat. So he knows this is over, and there's no way, if the numbers are like this now, there's going to be any substantive difference between now and Election Day. So that's not an issue he even wants to talk about. So what he's doing is trying to shift subjects to say, look at the shiny object over here, and that is the fairness equity issue. And that's what he wants to run on, or at least to try to debate and make that the centerpiece. Because again, he can't run on economic stewardship. There isn't even a pretense. He tries it, but there's nobody who takes it seriously, that this taking from the rich with this tax increase for the upper income is going to do anything for employment, for growth, for lowering joblessness. It's simply a matter of the government taking from the rich, and then Obama and the central government takes the money. Some of it gets sprinkled on a cylinder, crony capitalism, high-speed train on the West Coast that goes nowhere, and some of it will trickle down to the rest of us. That's the program. And it fits in his strategy because it fits with the negative attacks on Romney. The whole idea is Romney's a rich guy who doesn't care. I'm a guy who cares about equity, fairness, and the future of the middle class. That's how it works. It's the slight positive side of the astonishingly negative attacks on Romney. You mentioned 50,000 of them in June, but it's a surrender on economic issues as a whole, on macroeconomics.
There are a lot of people who make above $250 who aren't rich. Property, much more expensive, taxes higher, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
In 2011, he said this, quote, in the eyes of many, it's hard to ask more of households making $250,000 or $300,000 a year. In large parts of the country, that kind of income does not get you a big home or lots of vacations or anything else that's associated with wealth. It also would affect too many small businesses. So, Charles, there is concern in the conservative ranks that perhaps the Romney campaign is not that aggressive, that it is too cautious. Do you see that?
Well, I think they were cautious on Obamacare, on the Supreme Court decision, for example. Looks like Romney just wants to run and hide on that. But look how Obama is scared on that. 2 days after, in the Saturday radio address, he didn't even mention Obamacare. So he's afraid of it. I think they have to be ideological to go after Obama on Obamacare, to go after him on stewardship of the economy, and to go after him ideologically on raising taxes at the worst possible time and how it's going to affect our economy.